Hi, it's Ramilton Mikra, and today I will discuss about the various socio-economic factors affecting business and industry. What is socio-economic? Socio-economics, also known as social economics, is the social science that studies how economic activity affects and is shaped by social processes. In general, it analyzes how modern societies progress, stagnate, or regress because of their state of economy or the global economy. These are the 50 factors of socio-economics. Demand and supply, marginal and total utility, money and banking, economic growth and development, income and employment, general price level, trade cycle, inflation, recession, exchange rate, interest rate, government regulations, fiscal policy, tourism, and quality of life. First is demand and supply. These two are the principal factors that affect the operation of the business. The demand is the will and the ability of consumers to buy particular commodity, while supply is the ability of the business to provide for the demand of consumers. Next is marginal total utility. Utility is the amount of satisfaction that is derived by consumers from the consumption of goods. After the continuous and successive consumption of the same goods, the satisfaction experienced by consumers starts to decrease. Diminishing utility is among the external factors affecting business. Money and banking. Banking facilitates monetary and fiscal policies that affect business and customers. Money circulation dictates the purchasing power or the demand of the customers. Banking facilities dictates the borrowing capacity of individuals as well as the business. Banking policies play decisive role that affects the prices of goods and interest rates of investment and asset prices. The monetary policies influence the economic activities and inflation. This dynamic process is known as policy transmission mechanism. Next is economic growth and development. Economic growth dictates the amount of finances that the society is earning, and development indicates the volume of money that is invested. Development is the most important economic factor that a business has to cater to the demands of a dynamic society. Income and employment. Other important factor that affects the operation of the businesses are employment density or the concreteness and rate of income. The per capita income and density of employment determines the rate of demand, density of demand, and purchasing power of the people. General price level. The general price level of commodities are important aspect of the economy that plays part in the growth of the business. The cost of raw materials, paying power of people, cost of production, and cost of transportation are important components that determine the general price level and in turn lower the profit margin of a business. Trade cycle. Trade cycle plays a part in fluctuating the cost of goods and commodities in an economy. Prosperity, recession, depression, and recovery are the phases of the business cycle that affect the demand and supply of goods. Trade cycles affect the general price levels of the non-essential and essential commodities. Inflation. Inflation occurs when there is too much supply of money in the economy that is not supported by the output of goods and services. When there is a lot of money in circulation, the prices of goods also increase in order to sustain business the increase resulting in the increase of cost materials which are needed in production of goods. Recession. During recession, companies face decrease of sales revenues and profits. During recession, big organizations are not the only one who is affected, but including the small ones, which act as vendors of the big companies. Small regulation, Small organizations find it to survive during recession due to lack of financial funds or availability of loans. People may shift their preferences to affordable products. Exchange rate. The heart of exchange rates are important factor to consider or any business involved in importation and exportation of various goods and services. When exchange rates fluctuate, they affect the ability of a company to pay its international suppliers. Payment will be converted into dollar currency. Interest rate. Interest rate has a direct impact on the loans that business take to sustain or propel their growth. The higher the interest rates, business find it difficult to commit to projects that require interest rate. Government regulations. Several government agencies regulate business for the safety of man, animals, and environment. Industries that are heavily regulated and introduction of new laws discouraged.